Hey everyone, welcome back. Before we get into the shave, I want to remind everybody that this video is sponsored in part by Hendrix Classics & Company. Speaking of Hendrix Classics & Company, if you watched my video where I went over the bowl that they just released, Pete surprised me. He said go ahead and do a random drawing and the winner gets a $15 gift card for those that commented on that video. Now, I went ahead and done that, so I'm going to roll that in right here. All right, sorry for the horrible handheld phone here. There were 9 people who made comments on that video from HC&C, so I have put in the numbers 1 through 9 here in the spin wheel. I have all their names written down with their corresponding number. So let's go ahead and give it a spin. I wish there were sounds going on with that. It would be so much more entertaining. All right, number 8. That is for the love of the shave. That would be my good friend, Tim. So Tim, email me or send me a PM of your shipping address, and I will reach out to Hendrix Classics & Company. We'll get that sent out. All right, so there you go. There's the winner. Tim, congratulations. As I mentioned, shoot me your info, either PM or email. I'll get over to Pete, and we'll make sure you get your gift card. Now anyway, for the shave this evening, I am going with Hendrix Classics & Company. This is the unscented. This is the older base. This is not top shelf. This is the one previous to that. This is the first soap I ever had from them. Then I went and got White Star and other stuff from there as well. But that is their older base. I have put in a little bit of Grapefruit, and because I wanted to, and it's Barbershop week. Barbershop. So a little bit of Grapefruit, a little bit of Barbershop. Whipped up a beautiful lather. There we go. In the Hendrix bowl. Now, I've used this bowl a couple times since that video. And while I love the design, there's a couple things that I would change. One, I mentioned the logo last video being on the bottom there. And another thing is, while I like the look of the polished steel, if you look there, you can, it's reflective, which isn't a big deal. But if you're someone that likes to take the shave of the day photos, those kind of things, post those on social media, the highly reflective properties of the bowl can make it challenging. Now, I have talked to Pete. He is going to, or he's looking into getting some matte finished bowls as well. So hopefully those will be coming. Now, of course, that's petty. Shave the day photo type stuff. If that doesn't bother you, not a big deal. But that's just something that the first use I kind of noticed after I did the video with it. It's like, man, that's showing my reflection in my phone to take the photo, and I don't like that. So that's something that Pete is aware of. But again, that doesn't bother you, if you don't take photos straight on like I do, not a big deal. The other thing is the placement of that logo. I think it would look better if it was on the side. Now, I don't have any issues holding it. Some people have said, well, it's straight up and down. How's that going to affect holding? I don't see anything here. Oh, the brush this evening is the Omega Evo, and going with the IBC in black and gray because it matches the label. But yeah, I don't notice anything holding it. Maybe a little depression or something. It may be hard for machining. Throw something on there for like a thumb hold or some place to put it. Your thumb, like it's on the Captain's Choice bowl. It's not needed. As I don't know, CDB mentioned, this is a really light bowl for being stainless steel, and I want to say it's Japanese steel. It has been released, so there will be information on the bowl below, as well as a link to it. Probably could have put a little more scent in here, but didn't want to go too much. Because the Barbershop
and the grapefruit. A little bit goes a long way with the scent oils. I don't want to get fragrant. But I'm liking the scent. The grapefruit is kind of overpowering the Barbershop a little bit, which isn't bad. I mean, I love grapefruit as a scent. But I put in more Barbershop, and I'm getting a lot of the grapefruit. So I'm getting a citrusy grapefruit, or citrusy Barbershop, which is nice. You know, like, if you've been watching CDB lately, he's really digging the Scent Your Own model here. After, I know I reached out to him beforehand, offering to send him some, and this is long before the sponsorship. As CDB mentioned, he wasn't interested. It's fine. But, you know, now that he's tried it, I think he's sold. And I'm glad, because it's a really good system. I like experimenting as well, taking scents that are established and just like, oh, what will happen if I do this? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Am I getting work emails? Yes, I am. So, the part of the fun is not only being able to dictate how strong you want the scent, but playing around with the scents, seeing what combines well, what works well together, what doesn't. Last weekend, my family and I, with my parents, were down in kind of central Utah, Manti area, and we went fishing. So we went down there after I got off work on Friday and stayed in a hotel, and I took a tester base from HC&C that I've had for a bit. Not top shelf, completely different formulation. Not replacing top shelf. But I took down Barbershop and Alpine Forest, I think it was. No, I think it was Florida Sunshine, because I was looking for a fruity Barbershop. And that one just didn't quite work. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the scent I was looking for. Why did I do my neck again? I'm too busy rambling, not paying attention to what I'm doing. But, you know, it didn't work. It wasn't a horrible scent, but it wasn't great, so. But it was fun to experiment. I enjoyed that. Other ones I've done have worked. This one's not horrible. It's not the best, but I'd probably do it again. I might look for a little bit brighter fruit, which is kind of hard because grapefruit's pretty bright as it is. But anyway, all right. So now we'll do the rest of this. You can tell the lather's nice and hydrated here because it's going down my brush handle. Could this take a little bit more water? Possibly. Does it need it? Nope. Blade is sliding along quite nicely, actually. And this is I don't know what use, Feather Professional. Sorry for the laundry noise. We're going out of town again this weekend. Well, my dad, my eldest one, and myself. But we're going camping. I say camping, not in a tent because it's getting cold here in Utah. But we're not going in an RV either. My dad has kind of a cargo trailer that he uses to haul his ATVs and UTVs. When you go on trips, like this weekend, we sleep in the trailer. But, you know, we'll take cots and pads and sleeping bags and whatnot and sleep in the trailer. So it's not quite roughing it, but it's not luxury like an RV. So I haven't done this for a long time. I've always had to work and travel and whatnot. But this year, I'll be able to go. And I'm excited too. It'll be a lot of fun. Haven't been in this area in quite some time. They had a wildfire a couple years ago. And the area where it normally go burned pretty badly. And I mean, there's not trees or anything out there, it's sagebrush. But it still burned a lot of the area. But we're gonna go ride ATVs, have fun. I took Friday off, so we'll be going early Friday morning. We'll leave. It's a 4.5 hour drive to get out there. So we'll leave Friday morning, be out there close to noonish, set up camp, and just go have fun. Come home Sunday, back to work on Monday. It's a nice little 3-day weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Not that work has been crazy. I'm learning a lot. I'm drinking from a fire hose with all the new stuff I have to learn, new industry and all. Whole lot of new acronyms, flows, all that stuff. Figuring out that what I'm responsible for in implementation, what not. What the PM is supposed to do. Because I'll be working on projects that are large enough that we have dedicated PM. If I was on a different team, I would be PMing a project as well as doing my normal job. So I've been a PM before. I can do it, but with the size of projects I'll be working on, I'm glad I don't have to. These are big projects. was nice. Very nice. All right. All right, so I'm going to clean up off camera, and then I'll come back and do a nice little recap. All right, off camera, did a cold water rinse, finished up with some Thayer's Witch Hazel, and then used the unscented balm. As I mentioned, this dispenser is not out yet. I put in a drop of grapefruit with the balm, didn't even do a full pump, didn't need it. And then did a little bit of a pump on the splash. Now the splash, and I mixed this in with the Barbershop. Couple things with the splash that I've noticed. I'm not sure this dispenser is the right way to go. I held it like this and got some dripping down the side because I didn't want to control how much I had. Also, this smells heavily of alcohol. So this is not being released just yet. Pete is working on kind of reformulation of the splash a little bit. So this splash is not going to be available just yet. Just something to be aware of as far as if you have one of these testers, or if you were sent one of these and you don't have it yet. Yeah, I don't know. Could be just user error on the container as well, on how it's dispensed. But first time I used it, it smelled very heavily of that grain alcohol. And I talked to Pete about it. He's addressing the issue. So splash still being worked on, will be coming in the future. Anyway, the soap was Hendrix Classics & Company, older base, no longer available, unscented, mixed with Barbershop and Grapefruit, whipped up in the Hendrix Classics & Company lather bowl, and I don't know where it went, the Omega synthetic brush. So that'll do it for me for this evening. Thank you for tuning in. Giveaway announcement, how to enter, will be coming next video. For those that stuck around this far, announcement for the giveaway that I'll be doing next video. Anyway, thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time.